Well, I'm off work today, but I had to come to Chattanooga. It's about 30 minutes away to sign some papers and do some just legal document stuff. And I was like, well, I might as well just take the whole day off work. And since I'm down here in Chattanooga, I figured I'd go ahead and bring out my little tackle bag box thing that I've been putting a lot of stuff in here. Little sorted things, my cameras, my shoulder pack, and I got a couple fishing poles in the back of the truck. And if this goes quick, I may have time to stop somewhere and try to do a little fishing. All right, I just pulled over to the side of the road. I'm gonna hit this little fishing hole here where I fished at a couple times, but it's been a while. So in my tub here, I got a bunch of different things, and mainly I just feel like having everything in plastic. So I'm gonna grab my shoulder bag and my camera. Get it out of there. And probably don't need anything else right now, but I like keeping a couple of these boxes, some tackle, some extra lure, some new stuff for Bass Pro that I haven't used yet. I got my box with my camera accessories, extra line. I gotta put that in my bag there. Just a few different things. And got a quick story to tell you. I just stopped at Sportsman's Warehouse and bought a few things. So I just came in. Let me tell you the story real quick. All right, so I will admit I got a little bit of a spending money problem on fishing stuff. It's hard to stop. I just recently got some extra money. And you know, I'm a single guy. I'm pretty good financially, or at least I've done pretty well so far. And so I got a little bit of money to spend on things, but I went to Sportsman's and I just saw this rod, $100. And it's the Abu Garcia Veritas, and it's a 6'9" medium light. I was like, oh man, I need that. Bought it, went to lunch, sat eating. I was like, why did I buy that? Turned around after I got done eating, went straight back and turned it in. They were like, you just bought this. I was like, I know, I shouldn't have done it. So I got no problem people spending money on rod and reels, but this one here, just for $100 for the fishing rod, probably better off putting my money to something else. All right, I got my little fishing pole here and some night crawlers. I'm gonna hit this creek that goes under this train tracks that I'm on. You can see them. And hopefully there's some fish are coming alive. There's one. All right, so there are some fish in here. Usually in the wintertime, I have a hard time catching anything from these little creeks, especially little spots like this. But I've caught some decent sized fish out of here for being a little creek. And this is not a bad little bluegill. There's another one. Number 2. Red breast, or let's see what this is. Yep, red breast. That's another thing cool about this little creek. I always get all kinds of different species out of here, and I'm kind of curious to see how many different ones I'm gonna get today. Oh, I got it. What is it? Oh, pretty. Oh, that is awesome. I started to reel it in. I didn't really know if there was something biting on it or not. Got this bass. Let's see what kind it is. Looks like a largemouth, but he's really colorful. Yeah, well, I can't tell. I think he's a largemouth. Yeah, he looks like a largemouth, but really colorful. That's pretty neat. That's already the third fish and third different species. It's crazy we can live in these little creeks. Oh, what we got? Whoa, nice. Really pretty red breast. That is a pretty one. That deserves a picture right there. Oh yeah, look at the red tips on that one. On its ends there. Nice fish. Whoop. There you go. Gotcha. Another bluegill. All right, so we're still at 3 species. So it may be time to move to the other hole. I got 2 little holes here that are under these 2 train bridges, and hopefully the other one's got as many fish as this one has. Okay, water is definitely up from whenever I've fished it before, and this spot holds a lot more water than the last spot. So I'm hoping the fish are active in here, maybe a couple of bigger ones, who knows. Oh, got one. I was checking my phone and my line started moving and I had one on there. Oh, big shiner. Well, the first cast caught a fish. I like that. All right, changed the lure, helped out. I couldn't get any bites on the live worms. It was weird. I know there's fish in here. I switched to the crappie magnet and caught my first bluegill from over here. I think it's the first one. Another bluegill. All right. Got him. Love it, guys. Another bluegill. Well, I'm glad to see the bluegill is sure alive today. Got it. Man, there's a mess of bluegill over there. Dude, and they're hitting this crappie magnet. The crappie magnet is just a little bit bigger than the trout magnet. And it's a 1/32 ounce jig head and a size 6 hook, I think. Yeah, size 6, I believe. Got it. I'm just getting hit after hit on this thing, and a lot of them are smaller fish that aren't getting hooked, which sometimes is kind of good. You could go to the trout magnet and probably catch a lot of the smaller ones, but sometimes you need a little bit bigger lure, catches a little bit bigger fish, and then you don't have to worry about catching the small ones all the time if you don't want to. But right now, this one's working fine to catch a little bluegill, and I feel like it could catch something bigger too if something bit at it. Before I leave, I gotta give something a little bit bigger a try. The more I fish these small creeks, the more times I find out that there's a bigger fish a lot of times in there, and he's not gonna bite unless he sees something really worth going for. Yep. Oh, no, it came off. There was a bass. Something, it's not huge, but he came up and hit it. Oh my goodness, how did I not get him? I don't think his mouth is quite that big. He's probably 12 inches long. But yes, there was a bass that I've been casting here for 20 minutes. He hadn't bit none of my lures. I switched to something different and he goes after it. I didn't have the right hook on here. The hook's a little bit big. Let's see, I'm gonna try one more time. Maybe he'll bite it again and get the whole thing in his mouth. Here, I might try a couple more times, but it definitely proves my point. I gotta start doing this more often. After I fish for small stuff for a little while, I need to make sure I throw something bigger around, because them fish can be hiding in there. Oh, there he is. Got him. Yep. Well, he's no giant, but I wouldn't have caught him if I hadn't been using a bigger lure. Well, that worked out perfect. I was thinking about even saying anything about it, and I mean, obviously this ain't no monster, but I've seen places same thing where it could be 2 pound, maybe a 3 pound bass in a little spot like this, and there may be another one in here. He may just not be biting today, but I cast it around for 20 minutes or so on these little lures, and got a little bluegill. Second cast on the big lure, or third cast, whatever it was, caught a bass. I guess you could say I've been affected by March Madness. Not talking about the basketball madness coming up, but all the spring's about to end, or spring's here, and days are getting warmer. You can see the summer's coming. You're like, oh, I gotta get ready to start fishing places. So I kind of think that made me buy that $100 fishing rod, and then I was like, nah, I don't need this. I need to turn it back in. I'm glad I did that. But in this little spot here is a good little spot to stop and fish in. And kind of lets me know that even these little holes, they've been flooded here recently, just nonstop, like way over. But the fish are still in there and they're still hungry. and I'll be back to these in the summertime. And a lot of times when it gets hotter, of course, fish get a lot more active, and there could be a bunch of fish in here, and some of them are biting right now, but when it gets warmer, there'll be a lot more biting. I'll be back to check them out.